Thor Love and Thunder is now just over 2 weeks away, and tonight is, of course, the official world premiere red carpet event. They're going to be streaming it on YouTube and Twitch, maybe even TikTok as well. I'm definitely going to be tuning into the YouTube stream. I'm really excited for that, and I'm just so excited for this movie. But the problem is that, once the premiere happens, people are going to be seeing the movie. Obviously we'll be getting our first reactions and reviews and all that stuff. But that also means we're going to be getting leaks. So if you're like me and you want to avoid major leaks and spoilers, then it's going to be a rough next 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. But now that, of course, some screenings have gone on for this movie already, there are a few kind of spoilers for this movie regarding the post-credit scenes. And, I just mentioned that, I'm not huge on spoilers, but it depends, because obviously I don't like the big kind of spoilers of like, hey, this character dies, or like, hey, this is how the movie ends, or this is exactly what happens in the post-credit scene, or anything like that. I don't like that kind of spoilers, but what I do like is kind of when you have hints. So today we have some kind of clues as to what these post-credit scenes are about, because there is a scooper that has seen the movie and has given us kind of descriptions of what they're about without actually telling us, if you know what I mean. It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, obviously I'll go into it, but I do want to give a spoiler warning if you don't want to know anything all about these post-credit scenes. But I do think it's pretty cool, because then you hear about these and it is kind of fun to like speculate about, ooh, what character is this, or like who is that going to be, and all that stuff. So again, you've been warned if you don't want to know about this, but let's go ahead and take a look at these clues as to what the Thor Love and Thunder post-credit scenes are going to be. So first of all, we have 2 post-credit scenes, and the scooper bringing us this news is Noobmaster69. So of course, seems like the scooper's named himself after the joke from Avengers Endgame, so that's pretty great. But they've seen the movie, and one of these post-credit scenes has a cameo from a new character. So it seems like it'll be very similar to what we got with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We had a post-credit scene that introduced Charlize Theron as Clea. So we'll have another post-credit scene here introducing a new character from the MCU. Now, who is this new character going to be? Well, I'd say chances are it could be Beta Ray Bill. This is a character that people have been clamoring for to see in the MCU for just the longest time, and Taika Waititi has so been hinting at it as well, because you saw in Thor Ragnarok, we saw Beta Ray Bill's head on that big statue of champions on Sakaar. So Taika Waititi's kind of been hinting at it, especially considering that this movie is all about multiple Thors. We have Thor, and now we have Jane Foster coming in as the Mighty Thor, so why not throw in another Thor into this movie as well, especially considering that there is the possibility that we could maybe even see our main Thor die. And so in the comics, Beta Ray Bill is the one that wields Stormbreaker, so maybe Stormbreaker will be passed on to him somehow. I don't exactly know. I did do a video a couple of weeks ago at this point, I think, about a rumor of Beta Ray Bill being in this movie and like, getting Stormbreaker and all that stuff, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. But I'd say it's definitely very likely that it could be Beta Ray Bill, but then again, maybe he's going to be in the actual movie itself. So who else could this be? Well, I do think it could possibly be Hercules, because we know that we're seeing a Russell Crowe in this movie as Zeus, so Zeus's son is Hercules. Hercules is, of course, a super popular character from Marvel Comics, and of course, just Greek mythology in general, but at times he actually is an Avenger, so this would be great to introduce this character, especially considering that we have Gore the God Butcher in here in this movie, who most likely is going to be doing some, God butchering. So chances are Zeus isn't going to make it out of this movie alive, so it would be cool to see maybe a post-credit scene where you see the aftermath of Olympus. Hercules comes out of hiding and like his father's death, so he's like, oh, I have to avenge his death, and then that could lead to a bigger future for that character. And actually, I think it'd be even cooler if we actually had Henry Cavill in the role as Hercules, not only because he has the look and he's got the big muscles and of course the hairy chest and all that stuff, but also because it'd be pretty funny because Russell Crowe again is playing Zeus, so then for his son to be Henry Cavill, just like how in Man of Steel, Russell Crowe played Henry Cavill's father as Superman and Jor-El. So that would be pretty cool. I don't know if that's going to happen. I kind of doubt it. But it would be awesome. I think that would be pretty awesome. So, of course, it could be some other character. You can let me know your own theories in the comments below. But as for this second post-credit scene, it's also going to be another cameo, but this time the other has a cameo from an old Thor character. And actually the new Master 69 later goes on to mention, honestly, the last one felt nice, because it was like, remember these people you liked? This is how they're doing. So I'm afraid the fanboys will hate it. Now, that's interesting to mention right there. And I'll get into that last part there a little bit later, but an old Thor character making their return just for the post-credit scene is kind of like a goodbye to this character, kind of like a nice bit of closure. Now, some people have said, like, oh, maybe it's Loki, maybe it's Lady Sif. Now, we know that Lady Sif is in this movie, but she's in the actual movie itself. Loki, I highly doubt, because, you know, our main 616 Loki is dead, and our Loki from Avengers Endgame that, you know, went on to the Loki Disney Plus series, he's off doing his own thing with the TVA and Kang and all that stuff, so I kind of doubt that he's gonna show up. But could it possibly be something like Dr. Eric Selvig, who we haven't seen since Avengers Age of Ultron, but we have been getting a couple Easter eggs here and there. In Avengers Endgame, we got his picture was up on display as one of the people that was blipped. In Spider-Man No Way Home, he popped up as he had done one of the documentaries that Peter was watching on the plane. And recently, literally in this last episode of the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus series, Bruno name-dropped Dr. Eric Selvig. So maybe they've been setting up his return. It would be pretty cool to see him make a comeback to the MCU. And I've definitely missed this character. I'd love to see him make a return. But what gets me, though, is that this... Just this quote. Honestly, the last one felt nice. Because it was like, remember these people you liked? This is how they're doing. So I'm afraid the fanboys will hate it. So why would the fanboys hate it? Well, maybe it's because it's a character that actually died, so fanboys are going to get super upset because, like, oh, they died, so no. You know, something stupid like that, and can't just appreciate it for what it is. So it could possibly be a dead character, and maybe it's the Warriors 3, because this quote says, Remember these people you like. Not just one person, these people. This is how they're doing. So it could possibly be all three of the Warriors 3 after getting done dirty in Thor Ragnarok, just brutally murdered by Hela. That would be pretty cool, although I kind of doubt it since, like, they are such small characters. Then again, I wouldn't mind it. I definitely enjoy seeing their return. It could also be Odin. Odin could make a return, and you could see that maybe he's in the afterlife. Maybe he is looking down on his son Thor, seeing him and how far he's coming, maybe even being proud of him or something like that. Or again, if our main Thor does die, maybe it could be Thor and Odin reuniting in Valhalla. That would be pretty awesome as well. Or I think the most likely candidate is Heimdall, because of course Heimdall, he made the big sacrifice in the first 5 minutes of Avengers Infinity War to get the Hulk to Earth, all that stuff, and he's been such a big character in the whole Thor franchise. He's been there since the beginning, and Idris Elba has even said that he would love to make a return as this character even post-death. And I remember that actually, when we first started hearing about this movie of Thor Love and Thunder, there were a bunch of rumors of Idris Elba returning to the role and returning as this character. Now, I'm not sure if any of those rumors are true, again, because those are from such a long time ago, and I have a feeling that a lot of people probably forgot about this by now, but I still remember him. I remember that Heimdall was rumored to be in this movie, and so maybe this is what we're going to be seeing. Our final post-credit scene could just be, again, another scene in Valhalla, Heimdall just looking down on everybody, being like, oh, I'm proud of you guys, new Asgard and everything, like, oh, new Thor, and Thor, I'm proud of you. You know, it could be that kind of thing, and, you know, as new Master 69 here says, again, remember these people you liked, this is how they're doing. So you could just see that, you know, Heimdall, you know, he had a rough life in Asgard, especially in Thor Ragnarok, being on the run the whole time and, you know, making that sacrifice in Infinity War. But now you get to see, he's doing good in Valhalla. He's living the great life in the afterlife. So that would be awesome, and I really do hope that it is Heimdall, because, you know, I miss him. I miss Heimdall. I think he was a really cool character, and, you know, he deserved better. But guys, what do you think about these descriptions of the Thor Love and Thunder post-credit scenes. What characters do you think we're going to be seeing pop up here? Who do you think is going to be that new character that is introduced in this cameo? And who do you think is going to be the returning old Thor cameo as well? So guys, let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.